Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. That's it for today's video. So it is a, end of the year video for sure. It's literally the last day of the year. And what perfect day to post my top beers of the year. So I did, I have some like parameters and rules. Some I followed, some I did not. But let me explain. So it's just stuff that I reviewed. And that, was tough because there were a couple beers I didn't review that were really good and probably were top 10 or top beers. One of the things that I tried to do is only one beer per brewery. So if I'm like, well, this is the best, whatever, okay. And then there's like, well, here's the same brewery, go to the next one. But I did end up not listening to that. It just did best beers, period. And this year, and I think for the first time, I did it by style. I'm like, all right, so this is the best bourbon barrel aged stout with vanilla. You know, like I really like stuff I typically drink. And I just realized I put them all over here, except one of them is right behind me. So let me get that one while I'm thinking about it. Forgot to set this one aside. So what I've been doing, I know I've already spoiled this one, is behind this, if there's a beer that's a contender, I think, as I'm reviewing it, or like when I'm done reviewing it, I finish the beer, rinse it out, and I put it over here, and then it's like, all right, again, bourbon barrel aged, vanilla stout. All right, so this one's the best, and then if I have one I think is better, I take the original one out, put in the new one, right? So that's how I do this. Very unscientific. This one, best bourbon barrel aged stout with no adjuncts. Is it cheating a little bit because of the port? Okay. But oh my God, if you watch my review, you watch my ranking, it was more of a love letter than a review. This beer was absolutely amazing. Like for as disappointed as I was with some of the other stuff this year, no coffee, no barley wine or wheat wine, the banana not having much banana, not really, giving me Banana Foster's vibe. Me still trying to figure out the backyard one if I liked it or not. But all the other ones I really quite liked. But this one, even though I really liked the base, the Eagle Rare, and I love those beers. This one stood head and shoulders above. This one I'll go to next, kind of interesting. So Fiden's Internal Silence, it's a stout, wild Thai banana and cacao nibs. So best non-barrel aged adjuncted stout I had all year. And this one was pretty recent. And this one was so good. And I actually bought 2 bottles of it. I brought one to the Nerd Sense guys to do for their live stream, their holiday special live stream. And that bottle was not good. Something happened with that bottle for sure. This bottle was absolutely amazing. And then I happened to be at Fiden's recently, and they had it on draft, and I was just like, hey, can I just try that beer? And I tried it, and it was as good as this bottle. So clearly that bottle was off. Something was up with it, because like this was huge banana. And I did these two, like when I went over here to pull one, the reason I pulled this one next was not because they're both stouts. But it was because I reviewed this beer the day before I did the Bananas Foster from Goose Island, and this one had enough banana for me. And that made it even harder to like the Bananas Foster. I'm like, where's the banana? Like, I just had this awesome banana beer. So I went back and forth. I'm like, well, then I had an off bottle of it. Do I let that factor in? But it's like, nope, the one you reviewed on camera was amazing. So I'm sticking with it. This beer was so good, and clearly that bottle was just something was up with it. In the spirit, I'll just do like the stouts. So best coffee stout, and this beer comes courtesy of Billy. This was AleSmith's barrel-aged Vietnamese coffee Speedway Stout from 2022. And oh my God, was this beer good. I love coffee and stouts. I love coffee and bourbon barrel-aged stouts. And this one stood up all year, which is really impressive. Really, really impressive. I mentioned vanilla stouts, bourbon barrel-aged vanilla stouts. Let me get into this one. This one's courtesy of Keith from 93 Lumber. This is last year's, so 2022's, Ralphius Vanilla, but I drank it this year in 2023. This beer, absolutely phenomenal. Free Will crushes all their beers, but especially these Ralphius beers. They do so many different versions. It's so awesome. And I had some heavy hitters. I think you could probably see in the shot. I thought this one would outrank it. This one was delicious, but it did not dethrone this one. I got 2 more different bourbon barrel aged beers, and then we'll get into the hoppy stuff. So, oh, and a surprise one. So this is double. This one must be courtesy of Ross. Double barrel VSOJ barley wine aged in bourbon barrels, and this was just last year's, right? This must be 2022's. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know I love barley wines. I literally just said like how I was annoyed that Goose Island didn't release one. This was the best, and I think that the double barrel aging really is why that one stood out all year long. I even re-reviewed the Old Fitzgerald from Goose Island, which I thought was phenomenal, and this one was still better, which is really saying something because that beer is amazing. I won't spoil anything. I'm so glad. This is a can that's still full because they sent me 2 of them, but this is courtesy of Pariah. This char, bourbon barrel aged old ale. I'm sorry, whiskey barreled strong ale. Sorry, let me get the stuff right. Sorry. Oh my god. This beer was so good. And I'm not going to spoil anything that I'm going to talk about in a second, but this was the first barrel aged beer I've had from them, and blown away. Kind of like I was saying about Fidens, or was I talking about that in this video or a different video? Fidens, because I didn't record it because it's only draft, their first bourbon barrel aged stout, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm like, wow, the first one I'm having from these guys is amazing. And they did this coconut version, which was even better. Then they did a coffee coconut version, which I didn't think was as good as the other two, but was still awesome. And it's just like, man, the first time I'm having this from you guys, this is awesome. Same thing with Pariah. It's like, this is the first barrel aged beer I've had from you guys, and it's like you knocked out of the park. Like I was blown away, and I'm so glad I have this can. I'll drink this can. I want to do it within a year. I don't like aging cans for too long, so I do want to kind of get it around the year mark. And it was already amazing, fresh. So I can only imagine it's gonna get better and better. Here's a cool one. Before I get into, because these 4 are hops. Here's kind of cool one. I didn't anticipate myself doing one of these. This one's courtesy of Ty. Never in the Real World Robust Porter from Evergreen. What was the ABV on this one? 7.5% ABV. You know, I don't drink a ton of porters. Usually they're a little thin for me. If I'm drinking a porter, I'm almost always like, I wish this was just a bigger stout. And that porter was amazing. I mean, enough that, again, like as I was reviewing and then finishing off camera, I'm like, I wasn't planning on doing a porter like as one of my categories for like this was the best of blank style this year that I had, and this made me add porter to it. And you know, I don't know how many porters I've had since I reviewed this one, but certainly none of them dethroned them. All right, so now I'll get into the hoppy beers, and this made me so happy that this is the best pale ale I had all year. Sierra Nevada's pale ale. Like, I had a lot of pale ales this year, and nothing could touch this, and nothing could make me happier than the fact that that stood on its own. I think I got it just at like a Trader Joe's. I just wanted a 6-pack or 12-pack of something a little bit lower alcohol. And I'm like, yeah, perfect, right? Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, great beer always. Yep, still is. So here's, we have 2 in a row. Well, actually, I won't do these in a row. But where I had that rule, 1 per brewery, and I'm like, nope, I'm going to do it. And this one is really special to me because these guys moved across the country, have their newer brewing operation in Maryland. And they send beers out to some of us, and they want, like anyone who sends beer, every brewery that sent out beer through the actual brewery, the only one that is literally the brewery, it's so obvious that the people who are sending it on behalf of the brewery, whether it's the owner, brewer, whatever, is like, we want honest feedback. Like Untapped, someone gives us a 3 out of 5 and that's it. I don't know how to deal with that feedback, Do they like this style? Do they not like this style? What was off about it? What didn't you like? What did you like? Even a 5 out of 5, like, that's cool, you liked it, but like, what about it did you like? So that's one of the best things about this, is giving that honest feedback. And these guys, in my opinion, have dialed in their hoppy beers being made in Maryland. You might have figured it out already. And actually, I kind of went back and forth on these, but this is the one I landed on for this video. So it's Pariah, so it's the second Pariah for this video, Handbook for the Recently Deceased. So this one is a hazy double IPA. No brainer. Just realized I didn't do a regular IPA, did I? I did not. I didn't even do a regular IPA. There you go. How professional am I? So best triple IPA I've had all year. Again, super stoked that it was just Lagunitas Waldo's. Just an easy to get, cheap beer that is amazing. And oh my God, this lived up to everything I like about it every year I buy it. And here's my last cheat. And I don't know if I'm double dipping style because this is another triple IPA, but it's a completely different kind of triple IPA. And I mean, it's just rad that it was a local brewery. Again, it's Fiden's Triple Vegan, and this one was courtesy of Brian. I don't know. If you had this beer, you know. Like, they've been doing some really nice triple IPAs, and that one I just saw it was head and shoulders above other ones I had in that style, even from them. So good. Man, I can't believe I forgot to grab. Like, at no point was I like, oh, this IPA is a contender. That's weird. There must be something to that in terms of my drinking habits where at no point in the entire year did I review an IPA and say, that's the best one I've had all year. I do gravitate towards double IPAs. I'm not surprised by this, actually, now I'm thinking about it. If I want a lower ABV beer, I bypass IPAs and go right to pale ales. So if I want to hop, yeah, it's interesting. All right. I might do it the same way next year. And I'll have to be mindful of that. Maybe I'll have to actually like write things down and not just do all this by the seat of my pants, because that's how I like to do this, because I like to go in completely blind or as much as I can with these reviews. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Yeah, what do you guys think? Did you have any of these? Did you have all of these? What were your top beers of the year? Did you kind of do it by style like I did? Or did you just say, nope, just the best beers I had this year, or one best beer I had? Whatever. Comment section, let's get it going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget IPAs. Cheers.